Hello, everybody. Everybody, what's up? What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming through tonight and watching Saw with me. Tonight will be the first night of the franchise. I'm probably going to go all the way up to number 7 because it's something that you kind of have to, you kind of have to do all of them with because it's a continuing story. Um, what's funny about Saw is you could say that they exist in 3 different universes. You could say that they exist in one different universe. What's weird about Saw is even more is you could say with this new one come up, they might, depending on where they go, exist in 4 different universes. We don't know. All I know is that when you get up to the point where people are discussing you in 1, 2, 3, and even 4 universes, now you graduated up to the big time. Now you've got into the weird territory of the Jasons and the Michael Myers and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I guess that's up to you. What's up, Katie? How you doing? But you know what I mean? That's just kind of where it lands with it. Hopefully, everybody will enjoy these Saw movies. I do. I happen to be one of the rare people that likes all of them. Well, at least all the way up to what they call the final chapter. So I'll give it a couple of minutes here, bullshit with everybody, and or myself, whatever. Um, which is usually what a lot of what I end up doing anyway. But I can do that. See, I'm very good at talking to myself. Um, yeah, I think that's really strange. But at least Jigsaw has graduated up to the point to where what I mean. He's in that category where you got several different stories. You got several different ways that you can go with it. Because I don't consider the first 7, after the first one through the final chapter, I don't consider that a part of Jigsaw. I think Jigsaw is a weird, completely different thing. I've seen that like 4 times now, and I still don't remember that goddamn movie. I still don't remember what happened in any of it. Now, Spiral, I see that it's a completely different thing. You got to admit, it is definitely a different thing. I'm not sure what they had intended for it, but Chris Rock did a fantastic job in it. It is in a different universe. My channel. That's the way I choose to play them. So, that's how we're going to do it. It was a brainchild, basically, of the 2 men, James Wan and Lee Wannall. Lee Wannall, of course, plays Adam. The other dude that's chained up in the bathroom or whatever you want to call it there with Carrie Ellis. Carrie Ellis, of course, from many different things. Here, let me give you an example. I got a really nice version of this film right here. Princess Bride does a great job in this. Him and Robin Wright, or became Robin Wright Penn, are brilliant in it. This is a great Criterion version of it. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it, and I recommend this Criterion version of it. Also, you got, of course, Danny Glover, who's in it. He, of course, was in Lethal Weapon movies and many other things. Color Purple. Tobin Bell, you know what I mean? No one really knew he'd done a lot of bit parts before this, but then became the iconic Jigsaw. Shawnee Smith, she became another iconic horror chick, man. She plays Amanda Young. And this one, just from seeing this one, you wouldn't think that she would have went on to become iconic, in the series and in horror. I mean, she's done a lot now, but at this point, she hadn't done a real lot. At this point, she had done Stand. Great character in the Stand. Hang on just a second. Hey, what's going on, Ninja? How you doing? Actually late. Hey, that's cool, man. How's it going? Good, man. Good. You ready to start the Soul series here, which I'll be doing for the next 7 weeks. I will not be doing Jigsaw, and I will not be doing Spike. I'm still fighting over. I'm thinking about doing the Howling tomorrow night, but I had a couple of other ideas too. Thinking about also, I don't know. I'm also thinking about maybe continuing to Scream and doing a couple more of the Screams, maybe doing Scream 2. I haven't seen it in a lot of years. I don't hate Scream 2. I do like Scream 2. Scream 3 is the one I don't like, but I'm considering it. I don't know. We'll find out. But if anybody else is checking this out with me, anybody wants me to wait, let me know. I know from my algorithm and my YouTube studio that it shows me 3 sets of eyes, but there's more than that out there. So let me know who you are and what's going on. And if you want me to hold on, if you don't, I'll do my countdown here in a minute and we'll get this going. What's your thoughts on Saw, you guys? You guys Saw fans? Of course, I know Ninja is. If you're still there, Katie, do you like the Saw movies? You got at least like the first 2 or 3, right? Yeah, yeah, it is, and of course, it's got Laurie Metcalf in it too. You know what I mean? And you can never argue with Laurie Metcalf, in my opinion. Like I've said many times, she was the X factor of Roseanne. Without her, Roseanne doesn't take off and become the hit that it did. Her playing Jackie. She's my favorite character in the whole show. All righty. Well, we're just gonna do this then. We're gonna do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, of course, Levon also, no one really gave him a lot of credit for being a pretty good actor, but he also does a really good job in the Insidiouses too. You know what I mean? Being one of the two, comic relief idiots, that follow, what's her name in Insidious? Lin Shay. Elise. They follow Elise around. She kind of takes them under her wing. I don't know. I'm not sure if she feels sorry for him or she's real skilled there. But yeah, they make a really good comic relief for an otherwise really serious show. Another thing people don't talk about with this is the score to these Saw shows. You know what I mean? It's done by a guy named Charlie Closure or Clouser is how it's pronounced, I do believe. And it's very well known. It's very catchy and well known and very distinct, very definitive music. I hope everybody enjoys these Saws because I think they're really solid. When you talk about seven, you talk about an original and 6 sequels. I think it follows the closest. It doesn't have a lot of plot holes in it. It really doesn't. That's one thing. A lot of people that can shit on a lot of the Saw sequels, but you cannot say they have a lot of plot holes because they don't. As far as like I say, an original and a bunch of sequels, it follows the story and mixes the story up better than about any franchise that I've ever seen, including the major. And this one's the one. This one's more of a mystery and idiom because you didn't know who the hell Jigsaw is yet in this. You didn't know there is a Jigsaw. After they named this Saw, they wish they named it Jigsaw. They if they'd have thought ahead, they would have named the whole series Jigsaw. But the reason they named it Salt in the very, very beginning is because the first thing that they came across, the first thing that they wrote was the fact that the dude had to saw his leg off to get free. So they named it Salt. And then from that, they decided to name him Jigsaw. So that's how it ended up. I'm sure a lot of people was wondering why wasn't there, why wasn't the franchise named Jigsaw instead of Salt? That's why. Hey, trick or treat, what's going on? Seven of the best horror films. I mean, Zep is one. But yeah, you mean like Zep the character? I mean Zep. because that's the character that you think is Jigsaw for a minute, that you think is the killer, until you find out that he's just one of the pawns too. Until you find out the guy laying there on the floor that you think has blown his brains out is actually Jigsaw, and he's just wearing a prosthetic, and Cary Elwes, man, he has done so many different things, man. Like I said, one of my favorite things, like I said, is Princess Diary. It's just hilarious. What's that thing that they say before they start? That's the name of the song. Is it? Is that the name of the song, the theme song? All right, cool. Okay, bad. All right, cool. I did not know that. Shame on me. Um, my name is very fucking confused. What's your name? Lawrence Gordon. The way he talks just kills me. And just, did anyone ever see the uh, the, uh, uh, the Ted Bundy thing? It's a thing they made for like A&E or AMC or something like that, where Cary Elwes played Ted Bundy. That was pretty interesting seeing him play Ted Bundy. Yeah, I did not know that. Sorry about that. That's the name of that theme. All right. I was just thought it was a Saw theme song. Like I said the other day, can't not one horror geek can know everything. That's why we all join together and a together community. That way, all together, one of us is going to know some shit. You know, all of us put together, one of us in that group is going to be able to answer that question. Oh, I don't know how many times I've seen this before. I finally realized that this guy in here, number one, this guy in here chained up in here with Gordon was Lee Wanall, number one, and number two, the Lee Wanall was one of the producers and one of the writers. Hey, Jake, how you doing? Thanks for coming through. Everybody, don't forget to give that thumbs up if you would, please. Please, appreciate it. Just get me out there so I can terrorize as many people as possible. You know how much I adore terrorizing folks. Question is what? I love the ongoing conversation these two have. Put yourself in, as far as a character standpoint goes, put you in that, put yourself in that situation. And you're chained up, you wake up chained up in this nasty ass bathroom, and and he leaves with these little tiny hacksaws, and you just wonder what the hell. I mean, because the first thing, after seeing it, of course, you know what he would want. But at first, you're like, why in the hell? You think he'd just be tormenting you, giving you a saw that you know there's no way this hacksaw with that kind of blade is going to be cut through that tape. You could look at it and know that this is not going to happen. So when it finally registers to you what you're supposed to do with that saw, and then on top of it, he gives you little tiny ass little tapes. Shit's moved on since then, hasn't it? Wow, little tapes. I miss tapes. I miss cassette tapes in general. They were interesting. Very inconvenient little fuckers, but they were interesting. You gotta even rewind, fast forward. No wonder they wore out so quick. And these things are little tiny. Those are like those little tapes that you put in like answering machines. Does everybody remember answering machines? Answering machine. That's a blast from the past, isn't it? I remember my mom was so old school, man. She wouldn't even hardly own one. The way she looked at it was, if I'm not there, they can just call back. If I don't answer the damn phone, then I'll talk to them later. All right. I'd be nervous if somebody tossing shit to me across that bathroom. I'd be like, dude, be very careful tossing shit across there because, we only got so much slack here. If you throw it where I can't get to it, I'm going to strangle you when we get free. And especially throwing the tape recorder across there, the little tapes across there. Break hard on that kind of looking hard ass pool. I love the big reveal. I've yet to talk to a person that knew that was Jigsaw, that was the killer laying there in the pool. That was good. That was a good reveal. To me, that reveal was right up there with the others, and the Sixth Sense. You know what I mean? That's right. That is a great reveal. There's been a couple other really good reveals, but you know what I mean? Very, very seldom you get a reveal that goes over and it actually works. It must be something. Yeah. I thought that was doomed to failure because he woke up with his face in the water, right? So he pulls back, and that's kind of like setting up somebody to fail. And he pulled it out, and that's when the key went down the drain. So that was just kind of fucked up. This is at the point where I think John Kramer by this time had, because he went to a point to where he wanted to help and make people, respect their lives and appreciate their lives. He went from that point to becoming a psycho. And I think this is well past that point to where he just didn't give a shit about really helping people anymore. He just liked to watch them suffer. He liked to watch fuck up suffer. And of course, you find out why later. You know what I mean? You got basically a methadone addict, a heroin slash methadone addict that comes through and is willing to hurt, didn't want to, but is willing to hurt his wife and make her lose a baby just to get a hold of his methadone. Not taking into account the desperation of that. With watch yourself die. When he starts out, he doesn't really say hello in the name. I remember one particular point where he sees it, he just kind of turns his head. He turns his head and he goes, hello. He didn't even say a name after it. That one just always tickled me for some reason. I don't know. See, you jump overhand, throw that tape, dude. What's wrong with you? They should have actually broke that little fucking tape. Just kind of give it, you're going to be more accurate throwing it this way, underhanded, and it's not going to have the biggest chance of breaking it. Overhand, throw a little piece of plastic like that, a hard ass floor like that, man, it's going to break. So that gives them, what, 7.5 hours to get that shit done. What? Nice gun. Pretty good. It was like a 357. Definitely a hand cannon for sure. For sure. Yeah, ever since myself and Knight did this on In Horror for All, discussed this, saw X coming out here, what, going on 4 weeks ago. I've been kind of into watching these again. I watched the first three that night. I watched the first three. It's been so long since I've seen them. Part two is my favorite. Just movie and even Twist never gets old. Yeah, that's. I think that's the biggest difference between this and like the others. It has a different kind of a reveal. The reveal in the others and in like Sixth Sense, I think it loses something. You know, once you know the reveal in those two movies, you're not as likely to rewatch those. It doesn't have the rewatchability that this one has. It's definitely more higher on the rewatchability scale. I never understood why he decides, rather than checking the back of that toilet first, why he decides to stick his arm into this nasty ass toilet. I definitely would have been checking the back of it around you know, the back of that inside, where they keep the water. I would have been catching that. I've been checking that first and everything else before I stuck my hand inside that toilet bowl. Yeah, that's tension. This keeps the tension. You realize, yes, yes, yeah, because on the others and the Sixth Sense, once you get the reveal, that's basically those movies are basically all about the build up to that reveal. This one's not about the build up to the reveal. This is about, what I mean. This is about the whole meaning of why it's being done, rather than that final reveal. About that final reveal, the others and Sixth Sense, they aren't, nothing against them. I like both of them. Don't get me wrong, but without those final reveals, they just aren't. They just aren't as good without those written reveals. If you take those reveals away from them, you don't have half as much as what you have in like this. Just heaving shit across the room at each other. It's going on. Yeah, yeah, you're not gonna cut through that log chain with that little ass hacksaw. You get lucky here, but he broke that mirror. He's still just sawing on this damn thing. It's not gonna happen, Doctor Gordon. All you're gonna do is break that blade. And all you do is eating up the teeth on that on that saw. Hey Todd, how's it going, man? You soft man? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's when you realize it. He doesn't want us to cut through the chain. He wants us to cut through our feet. So he starts getting an idea. This when he starts suspecting Zep, I do believe. You a creator on here, Todd? You make vids and everything? Oh, this is crazy. This little cage here built, but just throw the way through. And it's the first time you ever see her too. Remember, she gets disemboweled later in three, I think, three or four. Four, maybe. That's the only thing wrong with this is as you get to four and five and all that, is you kind of get lost of what happens in which one sometimes. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Love to see it. Love to see everybody saying hello to everybody. It's awesome, awesome, man. The tour community is the shit. Not a creator. Videos. Well, that's cool, man. Did you ever think about it? Do you collect physical media or anything like that? Are you just a big horror fan? Or? This poor guy got just tore the fuck up with his razor wire. That's not just barbed wire, man. There's a razor wire in that shit. That's just no joke. Back when I used to wrestle, when I was a professional wrestler, um, I seen a lot of dudes do some shit with barbed wire, which I would never do. No way. But I ain't like being a pro wrestler that much. I never seen them do shit with razor wire. But that backyard wrestling shit's for the birds, man. Hey Jerry, how's it going, man? See, they kind of blend all together. Yeah, they do, man. It's what I mean. I like them and I like the developing story, but you start getting kind of lost. That's the only thing. That's the only problem. So unless you've seen them a million times each, you're not sure what happened in which one. I'd say after the third or fourth one, that's when you start getting confused. It's comedian Blu-ray stuff like that. Big four fan. She discovered you when Eric up 9. You did watch one. Oh, you seen the Mountaintop Motel Massacre? Watch one. Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, I've been watching Eric for quite a while, man. Before I started making vids, Eric and a few other people was why I started doing vids, man. You know what I mean? People like him, just a regular dude, and just convinced me that you could be just a regular dude and do this kind of shit. All you had to do was have the love and passion for horror, and and have a love for the horror community. That's all you need. And I've been doing it a year and a half or so, and got a hold of him, and we talked about Mountaintop Motel Massacre because I knew he had a lot of love for that, and I had a lot of love and appreciation for it too. Next thing you know, we was doing a watch along on it. He and I have actually discussed doing Unhinged and Nightmares in a Damaged Brain also. So stay tuned for that. We've also talked about doing Don't Look in the Basement. I'm definitely doing Don't Look in the Basement. I'm getting ready to start back up my Forgotten Horror Archives here soon. Maybe next Tuesday I'm gonna start that back up. I might do Don't Look in the Basement next Tuesday. Actually, yeah, this is when he's yeah, so you see Zep and you see Jigsaw, you see Kramer briefly here, but all they're doing is telling you that he's a guy that has an inoperable brain tumor. Well, I'm glad that me and Eric collabing together, watching my channel, man. Very, very, very great. Danny Glover, that's an actor. Of course, he's great in the Lethal Weapon series. But when you talking about his acting skill, he great, great job in The Color Purple. Anybody seen The Color Purple? That's a hell of a movie, man. A hard watch. It's people who have trigger points. That can be a rough one. Not to me, of course, but I have those kind of trigger points. But I can see why some people do. That's okay. You can ride with us. Cops, when they're ready to question you or whatever, it doesn't matter how inconvenient it is. They can find a way for you to do it. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I switched my Halloween shirts up. The other day, um, Sunday when I did the Evil Dead, I was wearing the one with Bob's pinned up against the wall. I was telling him just going with the classic jack o' lantern, Halloween jack o'. We were Mother's Day, I think, Saturday. Like it. And of course, I was Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Doing good, man. Do you guys ever see that role that Carrie Elwes played, where he played Ted Bundy? I can't remember. I can't remember if that was it's like it was an A&E movie, and it was about trying to catch the Green River Killer, I do believe. And it was about when the profilers went in and were questioning and talking to Bundy, and trying to get him to help them catch him. And Carrie Elwes played Bundy. It's the first time we see Amanda. Shawnee Smith, man. Me, Shawnee is just iconic to be. That's another surprise reveal. Saw 2, which is my favorite Saw. Um, very next one that I'll be doing next Monday. when it reveals that she's with Jigsaw. She's just traumatized. Of course, she's not with him yet. Her mouth is, oh man, it's got it's got. You can see where the makeup. That's another thing here. The makeup and special effects is just so good in all of these. It's just spot on. We got like a we got like a 3-man team with special effects. I think there might be a couple more. Basically, you got 3 main guys that make it do it. Oh, Amanda, don't know me, but I know you. Yeah, Shawnee, absolutely. Yeah, Stan. Yep, I love her character in the Stand. Man, she is just ape shit crazy. She was young too, man. She was a kid in that. That's another thing we talked about in the very first episode of In Horror. Just how young she was in that, and that's the first thing I remember her in. Well, no, she did the blob first, didn't she? Yes, she was in Who's Harry Crumb. Wow. And that was done before the blob, I think, wasn't it? Or was the blob done first? Wow, man. Wow. Man, just try. That's where she find out their whole head is just gonna be pulled apart. Man, you talk about a medieval time fucking device. And not a torture device, that was a killing device, man, because it's gonna make your head say, ah. It's gonna do. If anyone's seen King Kong, when he takes that fucker and splits his head like this, that's what's gonna happen to her head if she doesn't get that motherfucker off. So, and she got the idea right the fuck away. So in order to get that fucker off, first she's got to get the lock off of it. So she's gonna have to show that she wants to survive, man. She's gonna have to, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of people don't talk about with Shawnee. Shawnee's pretty too. I think. Yeah, she's gonna show that she's willing to kill to survive. And you see the clock when it showed it right there. It's showing the lock, and it shows it. It's a slick little thing here that they. Well, yeah, the stand was later, so I know that who's Harry Crumb. And yeah, yeah, he not. Oh, so the blob was right before who's Harry Crumb. Okay, okay. Well, I knew. Well, I knew that those two were um before the stand. Yeah, yeah. So see. Shawnee's got a pretty decent resume, man. Summer school. That's an interesting one. But she just said, "Fuck you, dude. You're going down." Man, traumatized. Yeah, I love how this ties in because later on it shows this scene a little further. You know, it's got the little Billy coming in on the tricycle. It's coming in to congratulate her for she actually completed one of his traps. Congratulations, you are still alive. Most people are so grateful to be alive or ungrateful to be alive, but not you, not anymore. And see, it doesn't continue that. What continued that was him taking it. Yeah. So yeah, at this point, he has already recruited her. Uh, I forgot that. You know what she says here too. He helped me. If you notice, in just about all of his movies, Danny Glover calls somebody a son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. He does too. Clint Eastwood does that too. Clint Eastwood was back in the day when he was younger, would always calling somebody saying, "Sir," he'd say out loud, he'd go, "You son of a bitch." He always like, or he'd say under his breath, he'd just see him mouth word. Clint Eastwood is all. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. And it's not the only way you can have it. It's a big ass Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. That's got 50 of them or something like that. No, that's got no, that's got 20 of them. But I got a shitload of the other ones there too. Oh, yeah. Timestamp 31 minutes. Yeah, just think they were just basically getting rolling here. One and one all was. Yeah, every angle is pretty thought out. You better believe it. You don't even know the half of it yet. You don't even know the half of how fucking intelligent this motherfucker is. Like fucking super engineer this motherfucker. Like half of this I'm just wondering if half of the enjoyment for him is just sitting back and just seeing if they can do it. I mean, he's even got dudes creeping around in fucking Dr. Gordon's little girl's room and shit. Like, I'm sure he's done his homework on Zep, but how does he know Zep's not some kind of pervert or something? I mean, Zep's got more important things to think about. How, but still, say Zep's a crazy fucking, pedophile or something. You know, you never can tell. It's just something he hasn't acted on yet. Maybe he's just some weirdo. Fucking serious. I'm gonna send some creepy guy into some little girl's house. And Zep's kind of creepy. You know what I mean? He is. It's designed for you to think that Zep is like the guy behind the shit. I always thought this chick here, the one that plays Gordon's wife, favors her looks, favors the chick from Blair Witch 2: Book of Shadows. I can't remember the character's name, but the chick they end up accusing of being the witch. You know what I mean? The one that they end up pushing off there and she gets hung. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you think that until you realize he's basically a bumbling idiot. I'm just, he's just kind of just weird and just kind of bumbling. I'm not sure if I trusted to send him into Slow Girl's room. He's kind of odd too. Yeah, I don't, I know it, but I cannot remember what the name is. Um, that's a good one too. That's an underrated one. But doesn't she some about her kind of look like her? Doesn't she kind of come off like her? Of course, like I said before, I think everybody kind of looks like somebody, no matter who it is. I don't care who you point out. I can tell you somebody they look like, or most people anyway. Did you watch the Evil Dead watch? Did, did you because you didn't join the chat on the Evil Dead, did you? Did you? Kind of rhyme, kind of rhyme. You didn't see the Evil Dead one, I don't think. Well, you didn't join the chat anyway. I'm just kind of curious if you seen it. That was fun, man. This guy, man, he's really. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought so. Thought you did, man. It's pretty good. I just enjoy doing these. It's just a lot of fun to me. I like doing the collection vids and all that kind of stuff, but I really like doing these because I can bullshit with everybody, you know what I mean? And just hang out, watch film, talk. You can see I really like to run them out. I'm a mouth runner, man. Yeah, he's sitting there chained to this fucking thing, wishing he'd never been fucking around in his life and shit. He did. See the Yes, yes. Um, we recorded in Horror for All episode 3 this morning. It's gonna be coming out tomorrow morning at 10:30, and we talked quite a bit about that. So yes, um, it is badass. That trailer looks awesome, man. Yes, absolutely. That's the exact word that I was thinking of, Ninja. Yeah, check that out. It'll be premiering at 10:30 in the morning. Check that out. Myself and Night Watch Joan, Night Watch Zone will be talking about it. And yeah, we're gonna get into the cast. We talk about what we know about it so far. 10:30 in the morning. I'm gonna finish editing it tonight, and put it out there for premiere in the morning. Night Watch Joan. Not what's done. So I'm really proud of, guys. You got to check it out. Sure, man. We discussed that, and we also do our biggest disappointment of last year, and we also do our biggest surprise of last year. Advice, yes, man. It's not gonna have any of the bullshit, the comedy shit with it, man. This gonna be straightforward horror, and I love that. A lot like the remake. Well, we don't deep dive on the trailer, but what I mean, we just talk about what we know about who's in it and all that shit, and all that bullshit so far. Because nobody really knows that much about it yet. Yeah, can you imagine she comes into this room and there's some fucker standing there with a blanket? You know what I mean? A blanket over his head, standing there by your daughter's bed. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Yes, it is. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You imagine he's standing there with a damn blanket over his head, hovering over her daughter's bed, man. She lost her shit. Of course, it appears like she lost the fight, but she tried. Because the next scene you see, they're both tied up and shit. I would have thought that well, not thought, but I would hope she'd won, but she didn't. Still, there was some kind of 44 or some kind of shit up to her daughter's head. Man, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? I'll stick it up your ass. How'd you like that gun right in your asshole? Even though his life's on the line, he don't need to be putting that gun up against that kid's head like that. That's what kind of dude you are. Your life's more important than this little kid's. Insane. Oh. And see, Glover, Danny Glover's thinking the same thing. He's stationed right across the way here watching. He thinks that's him too. I wonder what the hell. I mean, isn't he creeped out by why this man's in this doctor's house like that? Wait a minute. Because the mom hadn't seen this guy. She could do better than this guy. I mean, I guess. Yeah, now they're going to go back to the Ford Cage guy with the razor wire. That's a headline. Teacher's sick life lesson. Survive till the beginning. Doctor questioning jigsaw. Okay. Yeah. It even gives the red herring that the doctor might be, because so everybody but us thinks that the doctor is, you know what I mean, might be Jigsaw. Yeah. Danny Glover goes all the way to the end of the movie thinking that shit. Yeah, the original Evil Dead, or not the original Evil Dead, the remake of the Evil Dead. That's you talking about pure horror. That is just well, what I was talking about the other day during my watch of Evil Dead. The original Evil Dead Ninja. Um, Greg Nicotero was talking about how if they would have had more money and you know what I mean, more money to hire somebody a little bit better with makeup and with the prosthetics. Greg Nicotero said, and I kind of agree with him, that the original Evil Dead would have been just as terrifying, or could have been just as terrifying as The Exorcist. And I think he might be right, man. Because they knew, because Sam Raimi knows how to make shit scary. For some reason he likes to go a lot. He likes to go the comedy route on his horror. It's the way he ended up going. But the original Evil Dead's not like not comedy. It's before they realized. I don't think they ever would have went comedy on Evil Dead movies if they didn't find out that Bruce Campbell could do that physical comedy so well. I think that's what swayed them. They found out that he was such a good physical comedian, kind of in the vein of John Ritter. And that's what made him go that way. I think that's what had him do that shit. Otherwise, I'm not so sure they would have. They see him, they said, man, this guy does great physical comedy. And the more that he did that, the more, you know what I mean? Because by the time they got halfway through Evil Dead 2, man, it was just going totally that way. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do Evil Dead 2 this weekend or I'm gonna do the remake. I kind of want to skip Evil Dead 2 and do the remake. I don't know yet. I don't even know this yet. I'm going to unbox, so to speak, right now. Anyway. Turn around and all that shit. Do they have reversible speed? No, oh no, they don't have reversible. I forgot they don't do reversible on a 4K screen factory. Anyway, that was a quick unboxing, wasn't it? Yeah, I got that today. Alligator 4K. Also got X. Finally got my hands on X. Lid slit. May 24. I'm big on A24, man. I like them. A24's got so many good films. And no two films are the same. You know what I mean? When you talk about A24, no two films they've done are like the last one. You watch one, and I guarantee you it's not going to be anything like the last one. A lot of this first Saw too, man, is like a detective mystery. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of it is, you know, him and his partner up to this part. Timestamp almost 48 minutes, and we're about to see the last of his partner. Coming to the end of that, Because he's got that gun set up. My favorite studio right now. Yeah, man. Yeah. I haven't seen Pearl yet, man. Do you prefer Pearl or X? I like X, maybe not as much as some people, but I do like X. Um, but you gotta understand, by the time I seen X, I had heard such incredible things about it that I was expecting this just outlandishly wonderful, great, like life altering movie. So Pearl is still excellent. Now Pearl is Pearl no Pearl's a prequel, right? Pearl is about the old woman in X. That's what I'm understanding. Am I right about that? No, I haven't seen Pearl yet either. But I'm understanding it's a prequel that's about the old woman. We're gonna find out how she came about, what all went on with that. Okay. And it's about the old woman, the creepy old woman in X. As we first see these pig masks, you wonder what the hell is that? What the hell is going on? Woman in her life before she started killing. Right, right. Early 1900s. Okay. Yeah, because that takes place in the late 70s, right? X does. So, okay. But yeah, damn. So she's like 90 some years old, 100 years. Yeah, I've only seen X once. So I know she was really old. Ty West is just fucking awesome, man. Ty West is great. I have a shitload of his and Adam Wingard movies. And as you know, if you know anything about Adam West, you know that him and Adam Wingard worked together early on, a lot early on, and they still work. They alternate the same actors a lot, or they did for many years. AJ Bowen, what I mean, people like that, Swanson, people like that, Amy Smith, that moved on and produced and was in a few things after that, like Alien Covenant, Amy Smith is in that for a little bit. Cement, how you pronounce? Oh hell yeah! So is Wingard, man. Wingard, in my opinion, did the best Blair Witch movie so far, which is Blair Witch. I think that's the best one, man. I mean, well, I don't know. Two is pretty good. Um, I think the original Blair Witch Project. The only thing that's wrong with it is it's really slow at times, man. That's the only thing that's wrong with it. The ending is fantastic, but they still weren't real good at doing those yet. There'd only been a few early on, like Cannibal Apocalypse and stuff like that, as far as found footage goes. The last broadcast, which all those were years before. So by the time they tried to bring that genre back with the Blair Witch Project, um, they just weren't sure how to go about it yet. You know what I mean? How to make it entertaining all the time instead of there having being so much dead air. It was one of the first, yes, yeah. That one's got Amy, that one's got Amy and AJ Bowen and shit. I love AJ Bowen. He is fantastic. I love the part he plays in Your Next. Remember, he's the boyfriend. Remember, it's like I didn't realize that I was dating Rambo. Remember, right before she killed his ass. Remember, because he set up for her to get killed too. Remember, because he got his head together with his brother and his brother's woman to kill the whole family so that they could get the inheritance. And he said his girlfriend doesn't get killed too. He just didn't realize that she was taught, that she was such a damn good survivalist. I mean, I didn't realize I was dating around, or what is it? He said it's something like that. He says to her. I love AJ Bowen, man. He's fantastic in House of the Devil. Something about to say hello. Plans for, yep, still on, man. Friday 13th. Yep. Thanks, come by, man. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, brother. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've got tons of ideas, man. So, there's, I mean, you talk about the Fresh Peak franchise. There's tons of things we can do. And like I said, my Friday 13th Part Two watch isn't until 11 o'clock Friday. So we got all that time up till there. So that'll work, man. Have a good night, and I'll get hold of you tomorrow or the next day to discuss plans, discuss content, and all that shit. There it was, boom. There goes your partner, brother. Right after he took that, I got that figure. Just got that knife that comes out. Jab. Yeah. Friday night, me and Eric will be doing a Friday the 13th thing. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do yet, but yes, we're going to be doing something. And then at 11 o'clock on Friday the 13th, we are going to be doing, or I am going to be doing my favorite Friday the 13th, which is Part 2, WatchAlong. So, t-shirt on. Cool. Very, very cool, man. If you got some time, man, if you got some time during Friday, it'd be cool if you could join us, Ninja. For either the watch along or during a Friday 13th shit, man. Um, all the festivities will be starting at 9 p.m. My time, Eastern time here in the U.S. You are invited. For sure, man. Always invited, my friend. Hey, Austin, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming through. Oh yeah, so do I, man. So do I. So do I. It's almost 57 minutes on the timestamp. No. Almost 56 minutes on the timestamp. There's one. Hold on. And then see what these like. They work. Oh shit, man! You work like a motherfucker, man. So I'm not work. What do you do, Awesome? What kind of work you do? If you don't mind me asking, it's cool. I understand if you don't want to go into personal shit. Just curious. Jason or Ninja knows how I am. I get all personal about shit and talk about everything. Talk about everything. Like I said a million times, man. I consider you guys. We're all here. We're all part of the horror community and shit. And where I'm concerned, we're all friends. We're all cool. So I get all. You know, I like to talk. I like to talk to you guys like your friends. You know what I mean? Glasses, testing them. Glasses. Oh, like eyeglasses. Yeah. Okay. Cool job, man. Cool job. Oh my God, it's a cell phone. It's a flip cell phone. Holy shit! I haven't seen one of those in a while. That V. That V that's under. Does that stand for? Was that the Verizon sign at the time? The one that goes like this? kind of a cursive V. Was that Verizon? You gotta be shitting me. Because I remember one time early on, Verizon and maybe AT&T and maybe a couple others were the only ones that were around. Maybe it's 2004. So this is early. I remember I had one of my favorite phones ever. Wasn't a flip phone, but it was one where you take it and you slide up the thing. You know what I'm talking about? You like you slid up the screen, and then below it was the keyboard. I think that might be the favorite phone I ever had, just besides this one right here. This one right here, if something was happened to this one, I don't know what the hell I'd do. If I ever stop making beds and shit, you'll know that this phone fucking flipped out on me. I have to go figure out a way to replace some bitch real quick. And I'm not a rich man. I don't got a lot of money, Jenny, so find out a way to get a phone. Mom always said you need a phone. Mom liked phone. Oh no, thank you. Yeah, the Matrix style. Yeah, Nokia had a few slide phones. Yeah, yeah, you slide it up. Yeah, you get the flip phone, then you had the slide phone. You slid. I loved that motherfucker. But what started happening with it was when I'd slide it up, it would kick the phone off. So you know, I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to electronics and technology. I tend to I tend to I'm a bit of a temper when it comes to that shit. So I got to the point where I had to replace it before I slinged it across the room into the wall. So that phone was headed toward a very very bad destiny. Yeah, its future was in doubt. Yeah, for some reason it must have had a kink in it or some kind of a wiring issue or something. But whenever I'd slide it up to use it to type, so someone messaged me, and of course I had to slide it up in order to type them back, right, in order to send the message back. So I'd slide it up, it turned the damn thing off. So it had a short or something in it. So I had to replace that before I murdered it. Just to be frank. Yeah, this is when they remember, and the last thing they remember before they ended up there. 1 hour time stamp, 42 minutes to go. You know what? You're a terrible. Oh, so he finds out that he was a photographer. Oh, we say, well, this time he was a rusty nail. I didn't tell you my last girlfriend was a feminist, vegan punk. Broke up with me because she thought he's being a smart ass. What else have you told me? And he starts talking about all kinds of bullshit. Dealing with a juvenile. I love the way Carrie always talks. Dealing with a juvenile. He just got that his voice. Oh shit, yeah. But then now there is parts in this, I do like Carrie Elwes, don't get me wrong, but there is parts in this with his crying where he's not exactly convincing, my opinion. But I mean, I love it and I like Carrie, don't get me wrong, but it's just, it's not exactly the best. Tell me you've done with her. But I like him. I do. I'm not no Robert De Niro, so carries his best when he's not crying or getting too emotional. He's funnier than shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He gets better until you're done with her. Ooh, yeah, it's fantastic. Complete entertainment, though, man. Now, comedy wise, in the Princess, oh man, in the Princess Bride, shit, man, that's fucking funny, man. He's really good with that. See, they're trying to be sneaky here, but what they're not considering is, oh my god, yes, Brotherhood Men in Tights. That's the one I was thinking more of was Robin Hood Men in Tights. Yeah, Mel Brooks. Yeah. This, oh my god, that's one of Brooks' best, man. It's real god. It's right through fucking space balls. Yeah, yeah, they click the lights off, and Zeb may not be able to hear them, but they don't realize that the mastermind of it is laying right there, fucking 6 feet from them, 6 8 feet from them. Yeah, give it to me. See, I see, being me, I couldn't have wasted that damn cigarette, man. I'd love to be able to come back and have a smoke. You know what I mean? Come back, you know what I mean? My told me. That was good. I've been smoking for many, many, many years, man. I started smoking when I was 15 years old in 1988. So I know, I really want to, and I really need to quit. And and then Lee Wall, all this horrible acting job that he does. It's like, oh my god, and then he's just dead. Like some old school shit when they just, you know what I mean? It's like, he's thinking, oh my god, Gordon, character wise, Gordon's thinking, oh my god, that was absolutely horrible. He just shocked the shit out of him. But that shit that he does in The Princess Bride, man, with Robin Wright Penn. What do they say when they're getting ready to tumble down the hill? For you or some bullshit. What is that they say? For you. And she jumps in, she tumbles down, so he decides to jump down after her. That is hilarious. Rolling right after for you. What is it? What is it that they say there? I can never remember what they say. It's something like that. Yeah, it's going to show us when he was in his red room 12 hours, 7 timestamp. Man, he's become totally obsessed with it. He lost his job and everything just to completely. You find out that the whole police department is just engrossed and just obsessed with it. You have the Donnie Wahlberg character, you got Hoffman, and you got all of them, man. Jake. And it's funny. One of the main producers is named Hoffman, and yeah, I always thought that was funny that the main guy that takes over for Jigsaw is named Hoffman. That's why. And by this time, he's already shot those pictures of him getting the bell. He's using that flash to see if somebody's there. I think we're getting ready to see the pig masks again. I never get the pig mask figure, but I do have. Oh, but I do have this one. But I do have this with the knife and everything. There's a knife you cut the old throat with, if you can see it. Yeah, it's coming out there. Yeah. Got Billy over there too. I don't move him around much though, because those early NECAs were kind of fragile, man. They break easy. Those early NECAs that didn't have all the articulation, they broke so damn easy. They just fall over, they break. There's the ones that if I knew what I know now, I'd have left those in the package. So the ones I got after that, I did leave in the package, like the Dr. Satan and of course the Captain Spaulding that I have. That one I don't move around at all because it's signed by Sid Haig. And then we got the old Farlings like The Thing and Norman Bates and Pumpkinhead and shit like that. Yeah, that's right. Because yeah, Man in Tights is the one that I was referring to. Yeah, because the Princess Bride's one with Andre the Giant in it, right? Man, they said Andre, his back and shit had gotten so bad that he couldn't even hardly carry her around on his back. That's bad considering, what Andre was capable of doing early when he was young. His back got so bad that he went, when he's supposed to catch her and shit, they had that set up in a way to where that wouldn't hurt him when he had to do it. And that's crazy considering how powerful that motherfucker was when he was young. He could tip over cars. He tipped over fucking cars and shit there in France. He got pissed off at a cab driver or something, tipped the whole damn cab over. Oh, that's what he's able to talk to his family. Yeah, some bitch, man. Gun to my wife and kids' head. Mm, this fucker's pretty low, man. Like yeah, somebody else did it. But he was directly involved because he was the orderly and he knew Jigsaw. So unfortunately, he was the one he could really involve in this and use it upon him. Ooh, told me not to believe you. Oh yeah, so this is when you find out. Yeah, yeah, he's hard to take pictures of him to find out. Yeah, it proves that he was fucking around. Recall getting your picture taken before you go out. What the hell did that come from? See a flash. I would search that damn whole parking lot if I seen that shit. Who in the hell's following me? You gave us pictures. Yeah, watching you go and fuck around. Yeah, get paid to take pictures. Yeah, there's guys that see motels and mess around their wives. It makes you wonder if if some dudes or women or whatever it may be, man, that's part of the reason. You know what I mean? That's one of the perks of why they get a job like that because they can always use it as an excuse to be able to leave the house whenever they want. You know, provide them with an alibi for why they had to leave. So they can fuck around on their spouses whenever they feel like. Makes you wonder if they think about like we're thinking about what they're going to be the rest of their life. They go, yeah, and if I did that, then I have plenty of time where I could always use it as an excuse. I can get out of the house whenever I want. Makes you wonder. Of course, I'm a suspicious fella anyway. I'm always kind of suspicious. But at least he went. At the last minute. At least one of the last things. Of course, no one else knew this is why he went there. But at least at the last minute, he went there to let her know that he was breaking it off. At least he was man enough to do that. He was at least honest enough guy to do that shit. So he went there, didn't touch her again, and he's breaking it off, right? It's for you. Oh hell, and it's supposed to be something where no one at all knows where he's at. That's that. That's that. Yep. Yeah. That's it. But he didn't. But he wasn't doing nothing this time around. He was going there this time to break it off. So um, beautiful. Who was it? Yeah. It's yeah. The one that did it is is Danny Glover. The Danny Glover character. I do believe, if I remember correctly, yeah. I wonder what he was, he's trying to catch dicks. What is he getting out of being worried about whether the doctor's fucking around on his wife or not? I don't understand that. I still think he's thinking right anymore. I don't think the old detective, the old former detective, is thinking right anymore. Because I just don't see what he's getting out of that. What he's getting out of paying this guy to take pictures to prove that he's fucking around on his wife. He's trying to catch the jigsaw killer, not bust this guy for cheating on his wife. Or it's just a thing where he's so convinced that he's a killer and this and that he's not only obsessed with the jigsaw killer or thinking he's jigsaw killer, but he's just obsessed with this Dr. Gordon in general, right? Yeah, okay. I figured it out. Figured it out. Yeah, he's just obsessed with this dude just in general. Obsessed with fucking with him just in general. Man, you haven't been cheating on her at all. I don't know. She kind of acted like you had, man. Like she immediately started taking, as soon as you came in, shit, sit down, she immediately started taking her shit off. I don't know, man. What or something. Yeah. I thought he had been fucking around on his wife. In a minute, but it ain't been that long since I seen it. I was pretty sure he had been. I was pretty sure that was the deal. That poor little kid, yeah, she's torn. She don't understand why a bit of this is happening. She does not fucking know why any of this is happening. All she knows is she woke up with her mom screaming and coming at some guy dressed in a blanket standing over her bed. And then that same guy had guns to both of their heads and was putting them on the phone with their dad and threatening them all night. So this poor kid is just traumatized. She doesn't understand why it's happening. She doesn't understand any of the bullshit her mom's saying or the guy's saying. They got, she's got some therapy in her future, bro. Uh-uh. Got a picture of this. He still got a picture of this guy too. He's like, I know him. Zep, yeah, orderly in my hospital. It's like, oh, oh, it's time. It's time. Oh shit. Oh shit. Six up. And so this guy's gonna go kill them so that the shit going through him isn't gonna fucking kill him. An hour and 23 minutes. And they're trying to break free. Meanwhile, comes in there like they're still tied up. I don't know if it's torment. It's like he enjoys this shit. So his time is up. Now I've got to do what I've got to do. It's like he's enjoying it. I'm afraid it has to be you. But he's gonna call him. Oh no, this is like he's adding to it just to suit himself, I guess. That you bastard! I know you son of a bitch. Yeah, there you go, mom. Fuck this motherfucker up. She's got the gun now. Just shoot him. Don't fuck around. Just shoot him. I wouldn't mess around. I'd shoot him right in his fucking face, man. Hold a gun to me and my daughter all night. Take that zip. I'd have shot his ass immediately, right? Fucking eyeball. No, don't talk to him on the phone. Just shoot this some bitch. Then talk to him. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Put some bitch's face off. I take no chance when somebody's been holding a gun to you all night and then says, okay, it's time. You got to let him know that you failed. I don't understand about these films sometimes. You know, why anybody's going to fuck around like that? See, you don't fuck around. You got your kid's life hanging in the balance here. You don't screw around with somebody like that. With you, that's fine. When you got your kid's life, at stake, you don't play games with that shit. You don't fuck around. You just shoot them up. That's your child, you know. I don't care who you gotta kill. If it comes to your kid, you just kill him. You just kill them up. It comes to protecting your child, you kill whoever you have to, and that's what's up. But, yeah, yeah, she should have just blew this motherfucker's brains out, Todd, man. I mean, he's been threatening them all night, and then he comes in right there and says, "Well, he failed, Mrs. Gordon. Now you gotta be the one to let him know that he has failed." And she gets her hands on the gun. She got a chance to kill him. You kill that motherfucker. You don't fuck around with somebody that's been threatening you and shit all night like that. Because yeah, worst case scenario is he would have just came in and just started shooting them and killing them. Because remember, he's got, you know what I mean, and he knows his life's at stake, and he has no morals, so he's got no problem killing the the mother and daughter. So you got to adjust your shit to who you're dealing with. So she needed to adjust to his fucking moral of his ass. As soon as I got that gun, I'd have shot him right in his fucking eyeball, man. His ass would have been done. That shit. He would have no longer been a threat to anyone or anything. The poor old. God, I keep getting. He's playing Detective Chap. I keep Danny Glover. Uh, and poor Glover's went so far downhill that he let Zepp whip up on his ass. So at least he broke it up long enough for her to get. So now Zepp's a fucker. He's just gonna come there and kill them, I guess. Now that but she's not gonna fuck around again. Yeah, worst case scenario is he would have just came in there and not even talked shit to her or told that. But obviously he's got something wrong with him, so he did. Worst case scenario is he just came in and just started shooting her and the little girl. That was sucked. You got a chance to take out a psycho like that, you take him out. Protect your baby, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. He's just trying to get to this phone desperately. Desperately, this is what he starts doing. Is it's great. Not sure the crying and hollering and shit is Carrie Elway's strong suit. We all have limitations. God. Oh man, yeah, I can just imagine that was he can't get to this phone. He just oh. Remember what Wahlberg does in the second one, right? Remember when he's connected to that same chain? You know, he don't cut his shit off. He takes that motherfucker, smashes it, crushes his foot so he can pull it out. Hmm. He ain't gonna fuck around. I think that was the quicker way though. The way the detective does it at the end of the well, no, it's not the end of part two. It's the beginning of part three that he does that. He smashes it with the oh man, talk about some desperation. That's a man that loves his family. Mm, that would be so hard. Saw your own leg off like that. Oh my god. Oh, he just saw it, and that would take a good minute too, man. I think the detective had a much better idea. You think that smash, smash, smash. You could pull that off a lot easier and a lot quicker than sawing that motherfucker off. It's just one of those scenes, man, where it's just like, oh, and they do it so well, man. They do it so well. The effects are so good in these Saw movies, man. These traps and these effects, they do such a great job in all of them. All of them. Oh, he chased them all the way there. That's too bad. I like that character that Dan Glover played. It's too bad he went now. What's weird is a lot of this shit happens right there in that same warehouse in that same building. So you got them stepping around top of each other. You know what I mean? So when this gets done happening, this happens. When this gets done happening, this happens. That's what's cool about these solo. And there's not a hole in any of them, man. It just like one after the other after the other after the other, and then jumping back and then jump this way and then this happens and that happens before this and this happens before that, and that's why it's so hard to keep track of. When Beezy getting through the oh man, I know it. That and the bone is not like the brain. The brain itself, they've proven the brain itself cannot feel pain, but the bone, that's a different story. And he's freaking out and he can't get there, and they're just fine now. They're just perfectly safe, and he's just freaking out. Oh my family! This poor guy. Oh, and he's already turned like so pale that he's blue, man. And here he shot at him. You fucking bastard! I'll fucking kill you! You fucking bastard! You're like, click, click, click. You're out of bullets, man. You have bullets. There's like one. He's not though. He's kicking at him and shit. He's playing it off though. It's the rules. You grab him by the foot, yeah. Pull off here. He ain't fucking around. He's gonna beat this motherfucker to death. Yeah. This motherfucker deserves this shit. He's not fucking around. He's all beat. Bam, bam. Imagine getting beat with this fucking back of this toilet lid, man. That would hurt. I'm afraid it would break after that many times. I'm afraid it would. Yeah, I'm afraid it would break that motherfucker. But it's all right, man. It's all right. He's not even thinking about it. He leaves him there. You can't blame him though. He's just trying to. You're not gonna make it, brother. You're not gonna make it. You need to get some medical attention and stop that bleeding right fucking now, dude, because you being free is gonna do you no good at all. Yeah. He's a you ain't gonna make it nowhere. Except for of course we know that, if you made the seventh movie, you're like, yeah, the seventh movie I do believe what happens with him. But at this point he wasn't gonna make it nowhere. He lost too much blood, so if wanting somebody right there to help his ass, he was done. This where he finds out, look, here it is. An hour and 36 minutes. Key? Where's the key? And he pulls out a tape recorder too. You're like, wait a minute. Oh, now he's realizing, oh shit, he's one too. Like he poison cars, he persists. It's won't be happy. You murder a mother and a child. Listen carefully. Remember, this was first getting introduced to this. So when we first seen this, we didn't know about all this rule, all this different kind of shit. So we're just finding this shit out, right? Here he goes. And this is when we find out if he's first standing up. This is a killer reveal, man. Killer reveal. You're like, what the hell? I already seen this. I said, what the hell is going on? First actual look at Jigsaw. Like, he's in shock. He's like, much younger Tobin Bell. The key to that chain is in the bathtub. The same thing that we seen when he first got up go down the drain. So there's fucking day one, or from the very beginning. It's an operable frontal lobe tumor. He's eating away at me inside. It's like these people, looks like our guy. You see these people that appreciate their lives. Yep. Oh, that dude all in that flame, that fireproof, or in that flame shit, that very, very flammable shit. Oh, yep. And that's the thing he had in his other hand. He had the gun in one hand. it set the whole thing up quite brilliantly. He's dude. Most people are so ungrateful, but not you, not him. Oh, this poor guy. He does. Lee Wall does a great job. Game over. Play out. Dog, dog, dog. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. That has got one of my favorite reveals of all time at the end, right there. It's just enough to make the hair stand up on your arm. You know what I mean? Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yep. Just watching the 4K version of it right here. Of course, it's the same ring. To the four. So like I said, I got the belly over there, but I hate to move it around. You got the little blade right there and all. Um, but yeah, that's it. That's all. Next Monday, I will be doing Saw 2. Um, yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I remember watching that review on the theater, the entire theater, saying, oh, did they? That's cool as hell. I didn't see it until after it came out. You know, at the video store with me and a friend of mine. Me and Drake Kane, me and me and his mom had just split, and I was over watching a few films and a few movies with God, I can't remember the other two we watched, but we were in 3 movies, and that was one of them. And I hadn't seen it yet; it had just come out. But yeah, that's the first time I've seen it, and we were blown away by it. That's cool. Now you know when the theater just gives it an ovation, standing ovation, you know you got a winner. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, next Monday night at 9:30, it'll be Soul 2. Tomorrow night, not sure yet. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing the Howling. Pretty sure that's what I'm going for tomorrow night. But before that, at 10:30 a.m. will be the debut, will be the premiere of And Horror for All episode 3. Check that out, man. You won't regret it. It's a really good show. I'm really proud of it. At 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll be discussing. I'll be over on American World in New Jersey channel, and with Eric. Eric will probably be there, and we'll be discussing the Dawn of the Dead, the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead remake. And like I said, after that, later on, 9:30 or 10, I will be doing probably going to be in the Howling. And then Friday, um, at like 9 o'clock, I will be with Eric again, and we're gonna be celebrating Friday the 13th. We'll be doing Friday the 13th shit for a couple hours. Immediately following that will be my Friday the 13th part 2 watch along at 11 o'clock. Thanks everybody very much for joining me for this Saw watch along. Hell of a lot of fun. Always love to do this shit with you guys. You guys are the bomb. You guys are the shit. Fantastic. Always have a great time. I hope you guys do. Is yeah, yeah, yeah. Check it out, man. It'll be 8 o'clock Eastern time here in the United States, man. So yeah, I hope you can join up too, man. It's always interesting time over there on Jersey's channel. So thanks a lot, guys. Much love to you, and hopefully I'll see everybody tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everybody else. It's important to you. We only live once. I am agoraphobe, and you are not.